Guys, welcome back to some Guilded Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Assassin's League event and looking at the ranking boards and what top teams are really taking the place. Now, there are a lot of teams in here that are very heavy pay to win, but there's actually a lot of players that are doing incredibly well with the free-to-play teams in here as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these top players. Looking at the ranking itself, Big Louie, big shout out to Big Lou, doing incredibly well. And you'll notice two heroes which are really the groundbreaking ones that you'll see is Salve, and we also do have JD in there. They're two heroes doing incredibly well. And if you remember the last time we run this with Full House, the couple other times that we've run this, we know that the healer rate here was doing incredibly well, which is a rare hero because we are very, very limited in that healing capacity. But Aquarius is another one that has been doing phenomenal in a lot of content, as well as Morax. Morax is another one that has the ability to actually dive back row, crowd controlling the heroes back there. Now, one thing to note is remember, when you're running your 5-core team, your other heroes are going to get experience. So just based on levels, you can kind of see that Salve right here. And these, essentially, these first 4 heroes and JD are the primary team that is being run by Big Louie in here. And then, of course, the other ones are quite a bit lower. Could have been deaths where they didn't get some experience, but overall you can see this is kind of the common theme. We're seeing a Quakes, the same thing that we see Salve in here, and then we do see JD. Now, when it comes to more of the free-to-play friendly, you can see app, Wuck app. Now, again, I know I'm going to murder some of these names, but you can see we have Atticus in here, and we have Ashram. So that is pretty free to play friendly. Both of those heroes available. Now, of course, you do get a base hero in here, but looking here, we do have Morax. Morax, again, that crowd control aspect. And then if you remember, this is the rock. This is Takati, I think is the name. But you'll notice also the common thread that's running through here is Aquarius is in here as well. Now, of course, Aquarius has the ability to throw immunity on the frontmost target or the target that has taken the most damage. If you're fighting the big mechanical machine, the Taktung, overall, if you're doing and getting a lot of damage in there, it is retaliating back to you. So if you can pop the immunity when essentially the robot pops the big shield, you can go ahead and you can mitigate a majority of the damage that we have in there. And of course, a couple other teams, same, it is JD in here. You also see that this is a pretty heavy pay to win. We have Priel in here and a couple other heroes. But looking even at Lambo, boom, look at this one, guys. So very, very interesting. And again, when you think of this combination right here, which is in, what is this, 5th place? 5th place. So Lambo is killing it. You can see that Tybor's in here, which again, free to play. Atticus is in here, free to play. All of these heroes actually in their entirety is free to play. Now, one thing we don't mind that you have to keep, that we don't know, that you really do have to keep in mind is they gave us tickets up front. So this, of course, there are 15 tickets right here used for a resurrection and a Full House. And you can also buy 5 other ones, which means in our entirety, we can get 20 tickets. A lot of players were questioning and wondering why we are not seeing these tickets refreshed. It is because of the simple fact that you do get them up front. So 15, of course, if you want to rank in the leaderboards, you have to buy the extra tickets. Now, again, something that we don't know in looking at how they're doing this, this is where the question mark comes in, is let's say a player like Lambo doing incredibly well. Lambo has run through, 10 tickets at this time, 5 tickets, 15 tickets, whatever it may be. We don't know where they're at ticket-wise, which is going to be super, super hard when it comes to the event. Even looking at me, I haven't run this event yet. That shows, because we did a reset on our little run, but you can see we're going to start running this tonight a little bit later. And I'm going to go with a battle, and I'm going to go with the formation like Big Louie. Again, looking at this build out, we don't know exactly where this player is, how many tickets it took him to get into first. He could have run through, he could have used all 20 tickets. He might be done in the entirety, and the score is what it is. Or Big Louie in the other side could have used, 5 tickets, 8 tickets, 12 tickets, whatever it may be to get here. We do not know. That's why you have to take these comps kind of with a grain of salt. And let me go ahead and get my formation all set. I'm going to try Big Louie's formation, see exactly how we can do. And I believe we might not have all of these heroes, but we'll check it out. All right, guys, so I snapped a quick pic of that. I want to see kind of how this does look and how this team functions. Now, again, thinking of some of the heroes, even looking right here, you have Ashram. You have a lot of heroes in here that are kind of based on the free heroes. So you can get a lot of free heroes in here that do work very, very well. And again, I want to see who we can run in here. So we're going to drop the two main ones in there, which of course are going to be Salve and JD. They're the two we're going to put in there. And I want to try to just mirror what we have going on here, but I don't know if I have all of these heroes. I don't know if I have them in the entirety, just kind of looking through the list. And I think it might be bugging out a little bit again. But there we go. So we do need our other hero. We have Aquarius in there. And I might have them all. They have Morix in here. And I'm kind of wondering exactly how well this is doing in there. And we do, I think we do have them all. We might. So who are we missing? So we got her. We do have her. We have both of our heroes right there. And then, of course, right here. And again, some of these heroes I don't think I've ever used at this point. The last one we do not have. We do not have, and I think it's Ewin or Ewin. I do not believe we have that hero at all. I don't know if that hero is going to be available for free, which that hero is not. So I'm almost wondering if we drop out like a Fruella and we drop a Flix in there. I'm kind of wondering if we can get a Flix, and then thinking even the tanking, we have Tuskrog in there. Let's go for some more damage. Let's go. So we did change it up a little bit. Again, we can drop out Flix if we don't want to use the event one, but overall, this is one we're going to go. We're going to go in here. Now, of course, JD and Salve are the two that a lot of players are running. We've seen this quite a bit. Now, JD, interesting enough, works front line, and that is where a lot of players have been and really running JD front line. So I want to see kind of how this looks like in the combination. We can always restart it again. It's very, very early in here to see where this is kind of built out. Now, of course, tank-wise, it looks like, see, they're not running Morax first and foremost. So I'm going to drop some of these heroes out and see who we're running. Because looking in here, so Salve, of course, is being run, and then JD's being run, which we know both of those are being run. And then, of course, we have the tank, which is right here. This is another tank, and I believe this tank is a very, very heavy buffer. We have Aquarius in here, and the final one that they're running, again, just kind of based on level, is not Morax, but is actually right here. And I believe this hero as well is a tank, if I remember correctly. And again, these are some that I haven't. Intelligence, no, this is support, Imperial support. Okay, now also remember that they don't have any of their abilities unlocked. So we got JD up here, which we know is going to be our support. We have our Strength Warrior. I'm going to drop my Strength Warrior probably up front. And then, of course, we have Salve in here, which is an Agility Assassin. So we know we're going to come up. Let's see how this team does look. And we know JD even right in here. When JD gets attacked a little bit later, they do have the ability, and she does mitigate the attack. So that's one of the big ones. Now, also remember that JD's ultimate ability, her skills were changed when it came to the ability to target the frontmost hero versus the ability to target the lowest health on a hero. So this, again, is going to be a little bit different to see kind of where we're at. And even there, look at Salve just literally cut through the entire enemy. We're going to have to see what this looks like. And I believe JD is also based on the ability to get more attack. I believe all of her abilities are based on attack. And even here, guys, we might have to save this, because I'm also wondering with Salve, if we can get the ultimate ability, if we can get this to actually land on the boss, getting behind Tortunk so we can actually get to the boss itself. We're going to have to see. Now, Arsenal, of course, we can go for a couple different ways. Boom, there's a wand, which means, again, JD, we can buff this up a little bit. Now, looking at our gray, looking at our green, we don't want to refresh on those. We want to save till we get to the blue gear. With the blue gear itself, we want to make sure that we're able to build this out. But I do want to throw this on. And of course, we are going to throw this right onto JD because we want the attack. The attack is going to turn into health, which is what we want, or is going to turn into the heals, which again is what we want. So I want to see. Now that hero, there's the pushback and the push through. That's pretty interesting as well. I wonder if that is what is going to work on the boss. Aloria might be a very, very big game changer if we can push the boss through. That would be pretty chintzy if we can get the boss pushed through. That is a very, very good question though. And boom, got another one right there, which is another caster staff. That makes me wonder. Again, not being familiar with all of the heroes that we have within this game, but as we continue to get more, as we get kind of more exposure to the game itself, there's a lot that we get on a regular basis that fall very, very low in tier lists. We don't see them really used a lot of places. But I'm also thinking I'm going to turn off my ults because I want to try to save and see what it does on this boss. And I'm wondering if we can push the boss through and just really stack the boss and stack the team. And of course, we can do it outside of the attack. I want to see what this looks like. Now, we figured this out last time. Again, when you think of Full House, we ended about 180. I think it was 184, 187. We can definitely make a lot of progression in there, but I want to see what this looks like. So the arsenal, of course, I think our main damage dealer, there we go. We have agility, so HP. We'll go with this one. Want to go with this one again, staying with our primary heroes. We know this is where all of the agility gear is going to go. And of course, you can swap this. That is something to remember, where if this team dies, you can swap gear to the other team, because now at this point, the other team is getting experience. So that is going to be a game changer. Let me see if we can push through. So it did. It pushed the tank all the way through. See the ultimate ability. I don't want to sit in the back and just kill the tank. But that heals everyone. Yeah, because see, this is where I feel like a lot of players are getting stuck. So with Salve, we'll just not do the ultimate ability and we'll push. I'm thinking push the tank through. That is pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's push this tank through. There we go. Now remember, lowest hero, we can even drop this on JD. Boom. Once we get some more skills and abilities, I feel like this is going to make a big difference. We can burn this down. Even here, we can go back and forth. Because again, it seems like the tank... And I wanted to push through again. That is a lot of crowd control. Wow. I see how this is going to work. And again, we can heal in the back. We can heal in the front. Bunch of different ways to do this. That is pretty darn cool, guys, if I do say so myself. We didn't have anyone to die, which means, of course, we can pick up some more coins. But wow, we can throw everyone through and literally just... This is going to be a pretty cheap formation to push the boss through. That is pretty cool. And I believe at level 10, we did get some more of our skills unlocked. We did get our skills up a little bit further. I'm wondering how far this team can go. Now remember, every 5 levels is the ability or the elites. The elites were the problem that we had last time in this game with Full House, was we were getting stuck on those elites. And I know once we go in here with all of the tickets and everything else, let's see if we can get maybe a weapon, another staff. So there we go. So we have attack. We put it on Aquarius. I believe we already got 2 staffs. So let's go ahead and get this one. And the reason is we know that JD is actually up front as kind of an off tank. This made a big difference last time. A little bit of power, a little bit of defense. And let's see, because I think this is our 15th level. Yep. Here we go, but we saved some of our abilities. So let's see. I want to see the push through here. We scooped up a lot of heroes. And look at that. That is such a very, very long crowd control in here. That is pretty impressive, guys. I do have to say, if you're bringing that specific hero in here for the crowd control, that's pretty broken. That is absolutely pretty broken with this hero. Now, she is right here, Aloria. I believe also that there is an ability in here, Call of War, that of course charges the enemy. Victory on right here increases all allies' attack and attack speed by 20%, increases energy recovery by 20 per second for 5 seconds. Duration goes to 9. And then, of course, deflect, resist a single control effect. After successfully resisting, you get some HP back. That is going to be cool. Now, this hero, again, not really randomly targets attack 3 times, deals 120%. First attack reduces the attack. Second is defense. And the third reduces the target's attack speed. That is a huge, huge debuff in there. Then, of course, targets a nearby enemy dealing damage. Okay, knocking up. When ally uses a skill, generates a wish. When 10 wishes are collected, a random buff will be granted to all allies for 5 seconds. The buff can either increase defense, attack, or attack speed. Yeah, this team is pretty stacked. I see why this team is pretty good. That is very, very cool. Now, of course, as we start getting and building out a lot more of these skills and abilities, that is a pretty stacked team in its entirety. I like it. I really do like this team. I can see why it's doing so well. And again, I don't know how many tickets that they've already used in here. And we have a multitude of healing. A multitude of heroes that can do some sort of other crowd control or healing. Let's see, I want to take out one more boss, guys, and then we'll do it for this video. But yeah, I mean, having the ability to buff attack, buffing the attack speed, everything else, getting some levels on these heroes is going to be a game changer. Then, of course, we also do have the effect. We have the SP effect. So there's attack and attack. I will take some more attack. Again, getting through the target a lot faster. That's another 157 attack. And essentially, we're just going to hold the boss. This is another one. So if we don't build it up, boom, we'll just push this one through. And we'll just let him work on the boss. I think even right there, JD's just attacking. I don't know if he's going to take too much damage, though. And again, every time this ult is up, we can just drag him right through. Yeah, and we can just kind of go back and forth. Might take a little bit of time, but I feel like we can definitely... I'm wondering, because even if we do the ult, I'm wondering if I ult at the same time. I'm wondering if we ult. Let me see. See, it didn't work. I was kind of wondering if we could do both at the same time. Oh, no, he's still up there. Again, we can just drag the tank right through. So it seems like that's going to be the time. Even I'm wondering if we do the ult. Almost out of time here. Got it down, though. Again, I'm going to have to time that to see exactly what we can do with the ult. But that does work very, very well. Just continuously dragging him right through. And again, we don't have to restore anyone or we don't have to bring anyone back to life. That's a game changer. But all right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.